In 3D Studio Max, you can use an effect called Morph to change the shape of one object into the shape of another object. Essentially, you're taking the shape of one object, for example this torus, and we're going to morph it into the shape of this other object, which is sort of a twisted, deformed torus. Basically what we're doing is taking each vertices from this first shape and moving them so that they match the vertices in this second shape. This second shape is called the target object. Now keep in mind that when you're morphing objects, both objects have to have the same number of vertices so that you can move each vertices to another vertices position. To check that your objects have the same number of vertices, select your object, right-click on it, go to Properties, and right here under Vertices it'll say how many vertices it has. In this case, my torus has 1152 vertices. And then I can select the second shape, my target shape, right-click on it, check its properties, and we can see that it has 1152 vertices also. This means that we can morph our first object into the shape of our second object. So, how do we morph these objects? Well, start by selecting your first object. Go to the Create panel, click on the Geometry button, select Compound Objects, and then click on the Morph button. And you can see in the rollout, we get to pick our target object. So I'm going to turn on the Animate button here, the Animate toggle. I'm going to move my timeline all the way to the end. And I'm going to pick the target. And I'm going to click on this second object, torus 2. And you can see that at 100 frames, this shape now matches this shape. So I can turn off my animation toggle, and I can press play, and I can see my object morphing from its original shape to its target shape. So to summarize, morphing changes the shape of an object over time based on its original shape and some target shape. Start by selecting your original shape. Go to the Create panel. Under the Geometry button, select Compound Objects. Click on Pick Target, then click on your target object. Now if you want this change to happen over time, before you click on your target object, click the Animate toggle on and move your timeline to the point in time when you want your original object to have the shape of the target object. Morphing is a very, very powerful tool, and you can create some very cool effects with it, but you have to keep in mind, check to make sure that the starting object and the target object have the same number of vertices. If they don't, you won't be able to create a morph.